just need a 30-pound Chinook jumping in the background and this intro is complete. The boys made it all the way to the coast today and we actually have a serious special assignment today. I say this every time, but today is like the special assignments of assignments because we're on the Oregon coast. It's 8 a.m. right now. The first stop we made is a local river. We're gonna nail this thing. We have about an hour and a half. We're gonna dive it. Then we got a low tide appointment. We're gonna go for Dungeness crab and scallop. And then we got a high tide appointment at the jetty and we're gonna go nail some rockfish and lingcod. So if all goes to plan, this is the mecca of special assignments here in the PNW in the summertime. So I'll bring you guys along.
Cue the fish.
I fished this river one time for 15 minutes because I showed up and there was 100 fishermen lined up and we were bobber fishing and our bobbers were floating like this close apart from each other. It was a disaster. I literally just left and went spearfishing. So there has to be something in there.
You gotta Zeus it.
Boys are locked and loaded. Couple-minute hike back to the river and we're getting in the water. This place looks fishy. The Bane salmon is here. Welcome back, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I will tell you right off the bat, this dive in this river was one of the sickest dives we've ever had. Just in general, this day was super action-packed. We did so much and saw so much. I will keep all the underwater segments sweet and short and action-packed, so I'm not wasting your guys' time, but there was a lot to capture. So right off the bat, we get in and we've seen this old spring Chinook that's been in there for a couple months. He's getting pretty spunned out, so try to feed him a little crawdad. He wasn't interested. Obviously, I know they don't eat. I just like to kind of mess around with the fish. Maybe one day they'll bite it. But as you could tell, the snags, there was like no snags in here. But as we were looking for snags, we just kept seeing flashes of dark shadows. And then we went a little further upriver, and then there, like, this was insane. We were swimming upriver, and there was just hundreds of big king salmon everywhere, and we were engulfed by them. And like here in this video, they're just streamlining towards me. It was sick, dude. You could even, if you hear this audio, the original, that was sick. I thought I was gonna get impaled by one. If you hear the original audio, you'll see like it's just so much power underwater with these fish just blowing past us. So like me and Damien were absolutely buzzing. There was so much salmon and they were so big. Some of these were, I'm not gonna claim crazy numbers, but 30-40 pounders in here for sure, like monster fish. So we definitely got carried away diving with these fish and completely forgot the original assignment at hand, which was finding snags. I mean, look at this. This was just insane. We were just down here maxing out our breath hold, trying to maximize our time with these big schools of salmon. Any snags that we did find, we cleaned up. There wasn't much, like I said. We were just stoked that we got to spend some time and start off our morning like this. We already knew that if our morning started like this, it was bound to be a very awesome day, and surely enough, it was. This was just the beginning. So that was actually insane. Even though snag-wise, there's absolutely nothing in there. This is all we have for snags, like 5 weights, as if we needed any more. But as you guys could tell from that footage, that was mental. I think we both rather see that than any snags, so that was cool. Now we got 30 minutes, and we're going to the next spot. So we are right on time for our low tide appointment. We're gonna get in, we're gonna check this place out for crabs. We don't have the highest hopes. A lot of the crabs are molting right now, but the viz looks great. Better than most times, so we're definitely gonna hop in. He eats his greens. My boy said there's no crab around, but I got a salad. Does he marinate it first? Look, he's chomping.
He's putting it back.
Oh, he's just cleaning up the beach, bro. He's like us. We clean up the river, he cleans up the beach. 20 minutes, we'll be in the water. Damien's cleaning up the beach already. He feels motivated by the seagull.
This could have been a seal.
So we haven't even had our breakfast yet, and this is the second wetsuit of the day. So you know, special assignment is active today. So we got Riley joining us today too. And before we dive with anyone, we got to measure the circumference of their head to see if they qualify for crab diet. Yeah, you're good.
Excellent, excellent.
Anyone too big brained is not allowed here. Yeah, buddy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
As you can tell, the boys are already stoked on the visibility. The floor here is covered in these shells, and these shells from the top look like Dungeness crab backs. So it could definitely play a lot of eye games with you. I picked it up to show you guys. But I included a little picture of what a male crab versus a female looks like. Females are not legal year-round. Doesn't matter what the situation is. You can never keep a female crab here in Oregon and even Washington. You are allowed to keep males as long as their minimum size is 5 3/4 or bigger. So no one told us that it was a girls only invite Saturday morning brunch in the bay this morning, because all we were seeing is females. It's all good though, because we were stoked that first of all we were in the water able to dive, visibility allowing, and second of all that we were even seeing crabs to begin with. That means crabbing season is about to get really good, and we're only a month or two away. Plus we were still seeing males, like here I just picked up, but they were just undersized. So here's a red rock crab. I started getting desperate and I realized that every decent red rock crab I grab, I'll at least take one of his claws and let him live, because they can regrow claws and they'll be fine. And they are very yummy. So here I find a crab trap. A lot of the ones I found this day were very buried and basically impossible to get out, because people will throw them in and the tides will change and they'll just get buried with sand. This one I was still able to get down there and recover and rescue and get to shore, clean up all the stuff inside of it. So that was cool. But there's other ones that, like this one for example, just completely buried. Like there's nothing I could do about it. You might as well tie it to a truck and try that way, but it won't even do anything. This one as well, I planted both feet down on the ground, got my back into it, knees, everything, couldn't get it out. So we're finishing up here. I'm measuring the boys' crabs. We got a couple of keepers. So even when the boys are not doing gear recovery, we're still doing gear recovery. So we got 3 traps. We got the little collapsible off the fishing pole. We got the fishing line snare trap with a little lead, and this is that big trap I pulled out. We're gonna leave all 3 of these here. If you know where this is at, you'll know by the time this YouTube video gets released. They'll probably be in someone else's car. So update, spot number 3. Crabbing was not a success. It was obviously a girls' night out at the crab pier. We're gonna go absolutely hammer scallops. We have 3 hours before we need to be at the next spot. So spot number 3, right away we get in and couldn't help but notice how much more crab there is here than at that previous spot we just hit. So we definitely got a little distracted. It was hard not to flip them over and check which one's a male and legal. I did get a couple solid ones out of here like this one, so it was still nice. But the assignment here is scallop. So this is scallop. Obviously this one's already dead with nothing inside of it, but I stuck my head behind this rock right here and you can see that orange gummy lining. That's what you want to see. So that's a big scallop. I get in there and I start prying him off, and I accidentally pry this little baby one off that I didn't even see. So I kind of felt bad because we try not to take baby scallop. So then I go down to get my friend's crowbar, got a little more leverage, and I start going at this guy. And this was a solid stud of a scallop. Like, this was a good find. So I was stoked on him.
Dude, that one's huge.
That's a scallop.
That's a lot.
Kept diving around, and this was a cool find. This is a sea clown nudie branch, and their average size is like 1.5 inches, and that guy was well above average at about 4 inches, 5 inches, and we kept seeing big ones that day. Right back to the races. That was a male, but he was small, running down Dungeness crab. I kind of wish we went here right away in the morning and skipped that first spot, because we probably could have got more keepers. This is a spiny sea cucumber, I believe. I heard you could eat those. I never tried it. Might need to try it one of these days, but I heard they could be good. But then again, right about anything can be eaten out here, so you just got to kind of pick your battles on what you want to harvest or not. But once again, getting very distracted with the Dungeness crab. I keep forgetting the assignment at hand, and that's scallop, so I start sticking my head in different holes and whatnot. There's another sea clown nudie branch right under me, another big one. I'm still taking a solid claw from any red rock I see. Here's another scallop. This guy was weird. He wasn't connected to anything. He was just chilling. I don't know if he broke off or what. He was right at the surface too, so I know next low tide someone's going to take him or he's going to die. So I grabbed him. I know, call me a baby scallop killer, but this is where we really started getting distracted. Your trap is full. Very full. So these 2 guys are over here sunbathing, and their trap is just overflowing with crabs. So I tried to give them a helping hand, and then I went down there and tried to record the trap coming up, because I've never gotten footage of that. It's pretty cool too. He ended up kind of getting stuck on this rock over here. Yeah, over there. I went to the surface, told him, I saw that he was actually stuck, and I went down and kind of freed it up a little bit. I don't know if he would have ripped off or not here, but yeah, a lot of the crabs were on the outside, as you could see all them raining off, but I ended up checking them, By the way, the male in my hand I already found earlier. It's not from his trap, but all the ones that fell off were female. And then I asked him once he pulled it out that most of the crabs he pulled out anyways were female. At this point in the day, all the boys already got a couple male keepers, so we're stoked. We got enough for dinner later. And then I stumble upon this trap. It got a rope going to shore, so it looks like someone just came and dumped it off, but there was no one there. So I'll be honest with you, it took every bit of my integrity and honor to just not flip every crab over on and inside this trap. But I left it alone. We had what we needed, and that was the end of this dive. This guy's a stud. Probably best one of the day. So Damien got one almost as big as mine. I'm just kidding. I think his is bigger. Well, I guess, yeah, it's bigger. It's girthier. Okay, we'll crack it open, and Damien says he eats them raw, so
Yeah, it wasn't stuck to nothing.
I don't know if he got that dog in here right now, but I'm not buying it.
Damn, that's pretty. Yeah. You want me to get that? Dude, that is huge. That is such a big scallop.
I've never had raw scallop. Neither has Riley.
Nope.
No, you first, dog.
Oh, baby. Okay, the texture is amazing.
It's the best cooked scallop uncooked.
Riley's a paid actor. Raw scallop. First one.
I don't think he's a fan.
Well, my sinuses are clapped right now, so I can't taste anything.
The rest.
This is, this is really, really.
That little girl. Oh, this is good.
It tastes like a medium rare filet mignon. And when I say medium rare, I mean rare.
No, I don't think so.
Just a dog. Just a dog, bro. We quickly stopped by for a little pre-fuel lunch, and we're good friends with the owner, and he just hooked it up mega, but he doesn't know that
You don't get to.
in 45 minutes, we're going to be in the water, and ice cream and corn dogs and fried Oreos are just not going to cut it for dive fuel.
Oh, dude. Demented. Cursed.
We're at our final and last stop of the day. What is that, stop number 4?
Yeah.
Visibility looks absolutely mint. I would say it looks, I don't know, 10 to 15 feet easily, but I'm not going to say anything too early yet. I don't know if you can tell, I have sinus issues when I dive. Sometimes I get jammed up, so right now, like, my nose is just not working at all. So and sometimes if it gets bad, I can't dive past like 10 feet. So hopefully that's not the case, but I am super plugged up right now, so. Put it on your cable. So I'll keep this part short and sweet, but there is something really sick that happens at the end of this dive to my buddy Riley that I'll include off his camera. So we get in, and surely enough, visibility was amazing, right about 10 to 15 feet. I shoot this rockfish. For some reason, my slip tip doesn't deploy. So luckily, this is why I love the pole spear. Just reload and brain him right away. We did not see much else other than rockfish. I barely saw 2 lingcod, and that was it. And none of the boys shot any lingcod on this fish, which is kind of rare. But this fish was cool. It literally had one eye that was just not there, as you can see. It looks like it's been like that for a while, and it's all healed up. Super weird to see. This is my friend Riley's cam, and this is literally a sturgeon cruising past him as he was breathing up at the surface. He followed it. This was insane. I did not believe him until I seen this video, and this is super rare to see on our coast, so that was absolutely crazy to see on his cam. We got limits of rockfish for everybody. You got your limits?
Rockfish Palooza.
That's the current serpent.
So this is home base for the night. We're gonna cook up, clean up a couple slabs of fish, throw in the smoker, and this is where we'll be spending the night. Up in the hills. So we're about to put y'all on the ultimate life hack. If you're ever scaling a fish, grab yourself a wire brush and go to absolute town on that thing. That thing just rinses through the scales.
Wasn't expecting company.
That dude's looking for a dinner.
With me. Yeah.
You look like you did, yeah.
Why are you so good at that? We ended the evening at our buddy Ron's place. We cooked up some of that rockfish that we had just caught, and it was the perfect way to end the perfect day. a well-deserved meal with some fresh fish just caught. We went scouted for some animals around his property, and then we went up to one of the landings, and that's where we crashed for the night. So we're posted up for the night. Today was a killer day. Lots of diving. We literally clocked in like 8 hours in that wetsuit, which is completely diabolical. More like 9-10 hours, but we're clocking out for the night. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you on the next one.